Have you ever noticed that some days everything seems to flow effortlessly, while on other days, even the smallest problem feels overwhelming? Most of us have experienced moments when our emotional state seems to influence the way we think, act, and even perceive the world around us. One popular explanation for this experience comes from the teachings of Abraham-Hicks, who introduced what they call the emotional guidance scale, often shortened to the emotional scale. According to this framework, emotions exist on a spectrum ranging from feelings of joy and love at the top, fear, grief, and despair at the bottom. Whether or not one accepts the spiritual beliefs behind Abraham-Hicks, many people find the emotional scale useful as a tool for increasing emotional awareness. Instead of expecting ourselves to jump instantly from sadness to happiness, the model encourages gradual emotional improvement, moving one step at a time. In today's video, we'll explore what the emotional scale is, where it came from, how it works, what psychology says about emotions, its strengths, its criticisms, and practical ways you can use the underlying ideas in everyday life. By the end, you'll understand not only the emotional scale itself, but also why it has become one of the most influential concepts in modern self-help and manifestation communities. Before discussing the emotional scale, it's helpful to understand its origin. Abraham-Hicks refers to the work of Esther Hicks and her late husband, Jerry Hicks. Beginning in the 1980s, Esther Hicks stated that she channels a group of non-physical entities collectively known as Abraham. According to their teachings, these entities provide guidance about personal growth, emotions, relationships, health, abundance, and what has become widely known as the law of attraction. The emotional scale is one of Abraham-Hicks' best-known teaching tools because it provides a simple way of understanding emotional experience. It's important to note that Abraham-Hicks' teachings are spiritual and philosophical rather than scientific. The emotional scale has inspired millions of people, but it has not been validated by scientific research in the same way that established psychological theories have. Understanding that distinction helps us appreciate the model for what it is, a framework for self-reflection rather than a proven scientific law. What is the emotional scale? Imagine your emotional life as a ladder. At the very top are emotions associated with freedom, appreciation, joy, love, and empowerment. At the very bottom are emotions such as fear, grief, hopelessness, and powerlessness. According to Abraham-Hicks, wherever you are emotionally, your goal is not to force yourself immediately to the top. Instead, your goal is to climb one emotional rung at a time. This is one of the model's most practical ideas. Suppose someone feels devastated after losing a job. Trying to force themselves to feel joyful immediately may seem impossible. Instead, moving from despair to anger, from anger to frustration, from frustration to hopefulness, and eventually toward optimism may feel much more realistic. The emotional scale suggests every upward emotional movement matters. The original Abraham-Hicks emotional scale lists 22 emotional states. Level 1, joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. These represent the highest emotional frequencies in Abraham-Hicks philosophy. People at these levels supposedly feel connected, creative, energetic, and grateful. Level 2, passion, Passion reflects intense enthusiasm. You're deeply engaged with life and highly motivated. Level 3. Enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. Life feels exciting. You naturally look forward to opportunities. Level 4. Positive expectation, belief. You believe good things are possible. Confidence begins replacing doubt. Level 5. Optimism. Even if everything isn't perfect, you expect improvement. Level 6. Hopefulness. Hope appears before certainty. It's the belief that tomorrow can be better than today. Level 7. Contentment. You aren't ecstatic, but you're at peace. Many psychologists would argue that contentment is actually one of the healthiest long-term emotional states because it is stable and sustainable. Level 8. Boredom. Boredom isn't pleasant, but it isn't deeply painful either. Interestingly, boredom may motivate change. Level 9. Pessimism. Here, expectations become increasingly negative. You begin assuming things won't work out. Level 10. Frustration, irritation, impatience. Many people spend considerable time here. You're not hopeless, but you're struggling. Abraham-Hicks suggests that frustration is actually closer to improvement than despair because it contains energy for change. Level 11. Overwhelmed problems feel larger than your ability to solve them. Level 12. Disappointment. Reality hasn't matched expectations. Level 13. Doubt. Questions dominate your thinking. You lose confidence in yourself or your future. Level 14. Worry. Your mind continually imagines negative possibilities. Level 15. Blame. Responsibility shifts outward. Someone else becomes the cause of your suffering. Level 16. Discouragement. Motivation weakens. Progress feels impossible. Level 17. Anger. Interestingly, Abraham-Hicks considers anger emotionally higher than depression. Why? Because anger contains energy. Someone who is angry still believes something should be different. Level 18. Revenge. Attention becomes focused on getting even rather than healing. Level 19. Hatred and rage. These emotions become consuming and destructive. Level 20. Jealousy. Comparison dominates. Other people's success becomes painful. Level 21. Insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. Self-worth becomes severely diminished. Level 22. Fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. These emotions occupy the lowest point on the scale. For individuals experiencing persistent depression or emotional distress, professional mental health support is important. Spiritual or self-help frameworks should not replace evidence-based treatment when someone is struggling with serious mental health conditions. The most practical lesson is simple. Don't force happiness. Move slightly upward. This idea resembles a concept recognized in psychology called graded change, where progress happens gradually instead of all at once. For example, someone feeling hopeless might first aim for anger. Anger might become frustration. Frustration could become curiosity. Curiosity could become hope. Hope might eventually become optimism. Each step feels psychologically achievable. The emotional scale gives people permission to stop pretending. Instead of asking, "Why can't I just be happy?" it asks, "What's one emotion that feels slightly better than the one I'm experiencing now?" That question feels much more compassionate. Rather than fighting emotions, it encourages acknowledging them. For many people, this reduces shame. Although psychology does not endorse Abraham-Hicks' spiritual explanations, several ideas overlap with established research. Emotional awareness psychologists consistently find that identifying emotions is associated with better emotional regulation. Naming emotions can reduce emotional intensity and increase self-awareness. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, teaches people to examine automatic thoughts and replace unhelpful thinking patterns with more balanced interpretations. Although CBT is based on scientific evidence and Abraham-Hicks is not, both encourage changing one's perspective over time rather than remaining emotionally stuck. Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset emphasizes believing improvement is possible. Hopefulness and optimism on the emotional scale resemble this general principle. Positive psychology studies strengths such as gratitude, resilience, optimism, meaning, and well-being. Research suggests gratitude practices can improve subjective well-being for many people, although they are not a cure for serious mental illness. Despite its popularity, the emotional scale has several criticisms. First, there is no scientific evidence demonstrating that emotions literally vibrate at measurable frequencies as described in Abraham-Hicks' teachings. Second, emotions are rarely linear. People often experience multiple emotions simultaneously. Someone can feel grateful and anxious, confident and afraid, excited and uncertain. Real emotional life is more complex than a single ladder. Third, some critics argue that emphasizing positive emotions may unintentionally encourage emotional suppression if people believe negative emotions should always be escaped. Modern psychology generally views all emotions as potentially informative. Even fear, sadness, and anger can provide valuable information. Whether or not you embrace Abraham-Hicks' spiritual philosophy, several practical habits can be useful. Notice your emotional state, pause several times each day, and simply ask, "What am I feeling right now?" No judgment, just awareness. Aim one step higher. If happiness feels impossible, ask, "What emotion feels just a little better?" Small improvements accumulate. Practice gratitude. Research suggests regularly reflecting on positive experiences may increase well-being for many individuals. A gratitude journal can help shift attention without denying difficulties. Limit emotional overload. Sleep, exercise, nutrition, and social support all influence emotional health. Sometimes improving physical well-being improves emotional well-being as well. Accept emotional movement. No one stays joyful all the time. Healthy emotional lives involve movement. Ups and downs are normal. Perhaps the greatest value of the emotional scale isn't whether every claim is objectively true. Its greatest value may be encouraging emotional honesty. Instead of judging ourselves for feeling bad, we become curious. Instead of demanding perfection, we seek progress. This mindset aligns surprisingly well with many modern approaches to resilience. Progress matters more than perfection. Small improvements matter. Compassion matters. The Abraham-Hicks emotional scale has influenced millions of readers and listeners around the world. For believers, it serves as a spiritual map, guiding emotional alignment and manifestation. For skeptics, it can still function as a practical framework for increasing emotional awareness and encouraging gradual emotional improvement. Perhaps its most enduring lesson is this: you don't have to become joyful overnight. You only need to take one emotional step forward. Some days that step will be tiny, some days it will be enormous. Either way, growth rarely happens all at once. Like climbing a mountain, lasting progress usually occurs one careful step after another. If this discussion helped you better understand the emotional scale, Consider reflecting on one question today. What emotion am I experiencing right now? And what is one slightly better emotion I can realistically move toward? Sometimes, that single question can begin a meaningful journey toward greater self-awareness.